Welcome to the Whiskey Bird, episode 5. I can't believe it. 5 weeks, 5 episodes. And this week, we're talking about should you judge a whiskey by its cover? So here we are, week 5, episode 5 of the Whiskey Bird. Welcome to my whiskey den. My name's Jay. Thanks for joining me. This week, should we judge a whiskey by its cover? With me this week, I thought I'd get a few different variables out. I've got the Glenfiddich 12 here in its triangular bottle. I've got the Ben Romack here in just its round bottle with a bit of a dink in the back there. I've got the Jura Bourbon cask, the Dalmore 12 and the Kilchoman Cognac cask. So, can you really tell what a whiskey's going to be like just by looking at it? So, for example, the Dalmore. We have here the Dalmore 12. Let me show you that. You have the stag on the front. I mean, I think if I pull that, it'd probably come off. It's probably just stuck on its plastic. A sticker. They all have the similar sort of tops too, and a sticker on the back. Now, the bottle's quite unique. It does kind of have that posh look. So if you're new to whiskey, you'll look at this and go, yeah, that looks good. And it has a very dark red colour to it. Now, I'm led to believe that they actually add colouring to this to give it that deep red kind of look. And it is very nice. But does that just mean it tastes nice because it has a posh look? I'm not too sure whether it makes a difference. So, for example, let's take this Ben Romack here. This is the peaty smoky version. I think Ben Romack's peaty is smoky no matter what. But all we've got here is your sort of standard looking bottle, bit of a neck that goes in, and it's the sticker follows the glass, so it's got a bit of an indent, the glass that goes round, and on the back it says the Ben Romack Distillery in the glass. Now, I'm assuming that is not cheap. And there's also a little couple of indents here. Someone might be able to comment below and tell me what that's for. The sort of, you can put your 2 fingers in there almost. Maybe is that for a pour? But looking at it, it has all the information on it. Speyside single malt Scotch whiskey, made by hand for genuine character. Is that going to make you buy it? I mean, if you look at the writing, it looks almost, dare I say, a bit Russian. Do you think? Looking at the Ben Romack there? Possibly it does. But the writing continues with its contrasts, peat smoke. It has lots of information about it. Small batch made with heavily peated barley. And it goes on to talk about that it's first fill bourbon barrels, etc., etc. It does even talk about the phenol level, 35 ppm, which is the smokiness of a whiskey. Aged 11 years in oak, distilled in 2010, bottled 2022. You know, there's quite a lot of information on there. I mean, it says 70 centilitres, 46% volume, signatures there of the distillery manager, which you kind of expect on a bottle of whiskey. On the back, there's just a sort of a tag there, a barcode, and the usual for the UK market. So for the old tax reason, which we discussed the other week. Let's not go there again. So, you know, you look at that, there's quite a lot of information on the front there, and it has that sort of Russian type look to it. Whereas the Dalmore, which we just picked up, has one sticker on the front that says the Dalmore, aged 12 years, Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. Turn it over, bit more information, an outstanding single malt matured in American white oak ex-bourbon cask and finished in rare and aged Oloroso sherry casks. Bit of legality stuff there, the whole UK sticker on there, barcode. Don't drink it if you're pregnant, and what percentage it is. That's it. So that's very basic. No tasting notes or anything on there. It tells you where it's been, how long it's been there. Job's a good one. And again, you know, you look at the bottle. The only fancy bit about this, you can't probably really see it, is the glass. And here it says the Ben Romack Distillery, which I think looks quite smart. So next up, We look at the Jura bottle. Now this is quite fancy. It has sort of a body shape almost to it. Very plain Jura, sort of the look on there. Says single malt Scotch whisky bourbon cask, and it's a sticker. There is a bit of indentation on the glass there, which I can't actually read. Isle of Jura it says on it actually. The Isle of Jura in the glass. Now I assume that's quite distillery company. So there you go. And on the back it also says established 1810 Scotland. But a sticker and a sticker and another sticker. 3 stickers on the bottle, that's it. Now that doesn't mean that the bottle of whiskey is going to taste any different. I am getting the impression that they pick a type of bottle, stick with it, and you can change all these because they're just simple stickers. But do you like the bottle? Easy to hold. But so does any bottle really, and I think it gives them their distinct look. So not a bad one there from Jura. Moving on to Kilchoman, you've got the glass indent where the sticker sits on. It's quite a sort of short, stubby bottle, a bit like the Dalmore, but this is more round, whereas that's sort of a bit more stretched, if you will. So take the round Kilchoman bottle and stretch it out a bit and give it a thinner neck, whereas this is a little short, stubby one. It's got a big, huge, chunky glass bottom. Again, a sticker, a sticker, a sticker. This tells you the distillery. It tells you the number of bottles in this batch, so it's sort of a limited edition. The cognac cask, signature, their logo, and their logo's on the top, which it is on the Dalmore, Benromach, and the Glenfiddich, which I'll get to in just a sec. But you see, you look at that. For me, to look at that, I think it looks really pretty. Nice colours. The logo looks pretty smart. Compare that to the Jura. I find the Jura just looks... Someone's done it on word art? Is that fair to say? The Benromach, I think there's too much information on it, if I'm honest. Why not put that information on the back instead of the front? And the Kilchoman's got a bit of info on the back, and there's quite a lot again on the front. So what I do like about the Dalmore is it's straight to the point. It's like, this is the Dalmore, it's 12 years old. Bosh. On the back, it's in this, it's done that, there you go, enjoy it. And they know that people are going to buy that. So let's go to the old Glenfiddich 12 with its stag on the front. Now this is a new version of the stag, because I found a bottle of Glenfiddich Special Reserve from back in the 80s, which I got given actually. This, a triangular shape bottle, very unique and very green, which makes it look very, very dark. Again, a sticker, another sticker. The glass has some indentation in it. It looks quite smart. They've even done a little 12 at the top because it's a 12-year-old bottle of whiskey. On the back, again, another sticker. It looks quite smart with the stag. It's made to look something better than it probably is, perhaps. Would that be fair to say? But again, if you're looking at these on the shelf and you're new to whiskey and you go, which one should I look and try? You're going to go, right, well, I would probably say that looks the cheapest, because it looks it the way it says Jura. This one looks like it's foreign, personal opinion. I'm entitled to it. Which leaves these three to go, oh, right, okay. Which one to go for? Probably people will go with this. Maybe because of this big plastic stag on the front, perhaps. But again, if you don't really know the whiskey, you're going to rely on probably the bar person to say, right, well, try this, have a bit of ice in this, and try that one. So I'm just going to slip in a cheeky sixth one here, because I brought this into the topic of conversation. The old Crag and Glen. Yes, the cheap one. Again, a sticker on the front, a sticker on the back. Nothing fancy with the lid. Info on the front. It says what it is. It's even got a stag on the front. And it says smooth rounded, blended Scotch whisky. Now, I know that's cheap because I paid just under £10 for it. I know that's not cheap because it cost a lot. I know how much, obviously, all of them cost. That being the most expensive, then which is the Kilchoman, then the Dalmore, then the Glenfiddich, and the others were all still similar, except the Crag and Glen. But just because you see it in this bottle, is it a stereotypical bottle that you associate maybe with someone who likes a lot of alcohol, should we say? Or not? You know, it's not bad. It's actually got a design on the label. As in a picture. Sorry, let me get that right. There's a picture on the label. Well, I don't see that with any others. Let me show you that again. If you look at the bottom, there is a picture of what looks like a couple of mountains over a lake or a loch. Don't get that on any of these. You just get information, or not, as the Dalmore is. So, can you judge a whiskey by the look? I don't think you can. You can put a lot into a logo. We saw the Glenmorangie change its entire look from its old style to its new one. You might have seen the new orange bottles with, I think it's Glen. It looks like Glenmorangie, which is what I used to call it until someone said no, it's Glenmorangie. But when you see the new bottles, it's sort of split over quite a few lines, and it actually sort of says Glenmorangie, which really doesn't help people who are getting into whiskey. And they really, really transformed their whole look to try and make it more appealing to a younger market, which I get. Now, if you're a younger market, you're going to go for the fancy one perhaps, which is the Dalmore. And imagine that's quite cheap to get millions of these made up for you. Anyway, it wouldn't be the Whiskey Burn without me trying one. So I'm going to open a bottle of Glenfiddich 12. You see, the problem with the triangular one is you kind of got to read it like this. At least with the others, like the Jura, it's just flat, and the Crag and Glen. Yeah, maybe I'm being too picky. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe we are being too picky. Anyway, fresh bottle. Absolutely. Ever happened to you? Try to be fancy and open it, and it just absolutely doesn't work. So I'm just going to try and rip it open. I don't mind. So, never judge a bottle of whiskey by its looks, because what it's covered in, I don't think really can give a true reflection of what's inside the bottle. I mean, if that was the case, I probably wouldn't like the Ben Romac, but I do. So here we go. Glenfiddich, 12-year single malt. I haven't had this for over a year. Wow, strong smell. That's lovely. That. Made a right mess of that. This would be interesting to pour. Just a quick dram here. You see, this is very green. They stick with their green bottle, does old Glenfiddich. Why? Maybe that's just... I don't know. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Getting a lot of grass on that. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Oh, very smooth. Oh. You see, if I saw that, if I'm honest, I'd probably think, oh, that looks like an old person's drink rather than these. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. It's very, very smooth, this Glenfiddich 12. Wouldn't be the Whiskey Burn without me sticking a couple of ice cubes in it. Look at that. So there you go. What do you think? Comment below, let me know. Can you judge a whiskey by its cover? Not really, but what it might do is put you off or attract you. If I had to pick one out of these that I would go for, it'd probably be the Kilchoman and the Dalmore. I probably wouldn't have gone for the Ben Romac, but I'm into my whiskey, so I know it. Crag and Glen, probably not. Jura, I got that because it was on offer. It's quite nice, but I got it because it was on offer. And the Glenfiddich I was given. So you kind of go, right, okay. But if I saw them in a pub, you can't judge a whiskey by its cover, but it'll make you make an impression. And that makes a big difference. Stunning. Glenfiddich 12. Now, something I do want to tell you about quickly before I go. A week tomorrow, so Saturday the 19th of October, I will be in Manchester at the Whisky Lounge tasting event, 12 till 4, and it's at the Manchester Cathedral. Can you believe it? Whiskey in a cathedral. Come along. Get yourself there. Tickets are still available. I saw on the website. And so that's the 19th of October, Saturday, Manchester Cathedral for the Whisky Lounge. Get your tickets. I'm not trying to flog them for anyone, but it'd be great to chat to people who are like-minded with their whiskey. And if you want to talk about the whiskey burn, it'd be great to chat to you as well. So there we go. Next week, it is all about your journey, okay? And how my journey went from getting one bottle of whiskey to where I am now and who has influenced me on the way. And so if you want to comment below about some of your stories, I'll read them out next week. It'd be great to hear from you as well. But that's it for this week, so hope you enjoyed it and enjoy your whiskey. Slante.